Hey everybody, I'm Dom Crey from Nothgard, and you're listening to Brutally Delicious.
I'm Bruce without the camera, and that's Chris.
Why does it keep putting me in an office? I don't want to be in an office.
Here. I'm sorry you have to look at Chris through the whole interview, but
no, I gotta fix this. I don't want to be in an office. It looks like, now I can't change it. Well, Here we go. I'll just go to none. There we go. This is my office.
Look better.
Yeah, much better.
How you doing, man? You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just mixed up the schedule. So.
No worries at all. What's it like over there? And where are you guys? Bavaria, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was born in Bavaria, but nowadays I live in the north of Germany, close to the Dutch, between the Dutch and the Danish border.
What's the world situation like over there? The whole virus stuff, is it getting better?
It's getting better, but I think that we will have some new problems within the next weeks because, people are allowed to go out and the disease is spreading again. So maybe there's another lockdown coming soon.
Oh, yeah. God.
I think that's where we're headed to here in the States.
Well, yeah, the States never had a lockdown. I mean, they just let it run.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
The States never really had a lockdown. They just let it run.
Yeah. So how is the situation over there? I heard it's getting worse and worse.
Yes. Yeah, it's in Virginia. It's okay where we are.
Yeah.
Like my area is going down quite a bit, but Florida and all those other places they're out of control. But the worst part of it is they let Don Dokken do a concert.
Oh my God.
Did you see that video footage?
No.
Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. At first I thought it was one of those fake videos where they like make someone sound like, oh, they can't sing at all. But no, it was actually real and it was terrible.
Okay.
I don't know if you like Dokken or not, but I wouldn't watch it. Or if you want to laugh, you can. But we're
okay. Maybe I'll check it out later.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about Nothgard. Am I pronouncing that correctly, by the way?
Yeah, absolutely. Perfect.
What are you guys doing? Are you guys doing anything different to engage with your fans during all of this nonsense? Or, some people are doing streams or twitching or doing all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, we were working on the single, on the video stuff, but we did some playthroughs, and there will be more playthroughs of some older songs of ours. But yeah, I mean, we try to engage with the people, but I mean, we are not on Twitch, unfortunately, because I'm not a gamer at all.
Yeah, me neither. I know nothing about it.
Yeah, same here. So we try to. I mean, that's why we released the single, because this is what I can do better, I guess, than doing some social media stuff the whole day.
I will tell you, Lightcrawler is freaking kick-ass.
Oh my God, it's been on repeat here. Like, so I'm a huge researcher for this podcast normally, but today I didn't have a lot of time. I'm just joking. I always prep for the interview as it comes up because it makes it more interesting. Yeah. But I put on Lightcrawler, and it's the only song I've listened to. It's just on repeat. Every break we have in between recording, I just hit play again.
Oh, really nice. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
And I said to myself, this band needs to be on 70,000 Tons of Metal. That's what I said to myself.
Yeah, it would be fantastic. I've been there. But with another band, I mean, it's still fantastic, but I hope to come back with Nothgard once the pandemic.
What band were you there with?
It's called Equilibrium.
Oh, yeah. What year was that?
I think first time 2015 and second time 2017.
Oh, yeah.
So I've seen you somewhere along the way then.
Yeah, I saw both.
Okay.
I may not remember it exactly, but my beer bill back then was a little higher than it would be if I go now.
Mine too, and I don't know why. I mean, we get some stuff for free, but at the end I was my mind was blown away because it was, and for some reason I just had such a high bill. I think it was all the whiskey, Coke, and stuff.
Yeah.
It was $10 for one drink or something. So yeah.
Oh my God, I got cheap and I started buying the Fosters, and like I would drink them as fast as a normal beer, and like all day. I was never drunk or hungover. Obviously, I was drunk, but you know, and you're like, what the fuck just happened? And then at the end of you get your bill, and it's like $11, $11, all at the bar. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. But still, let's hope there is. I think there's another 70,000 tons of metal next year, right?
Yeah, we're confirmed for it again this year, but I don't know what it's going to happen with all this shit.
Yeah. I honestly don't see it happening unless there's a vaccine.
Yeah.
Or some type of drug that can kind of, take the symptoms down to a stable level. But I hope it happens personally, but safely. Same with all the festivals like Wacken, Hellfest.
Yeah. It was a really terrible year so far. We would have been confirmed for Wacken, Masters of Rock, and some other great festivals. But I think we did not have any show with Nothgard this year. Fortunately, I was on a European tour with Equilibrium, so at least a few shows this year. It was right before the Corona pandemic started. I mean, at that point, it was still an epidemic in China. And I got terrible sick during this tour. And the whole tour party got sick. So nowadays, we think about that it might have been Corona already. But I'm afraid to go out to test myself because tomorrow I want to go on holiday. And if I'm positive, I can't. I'm not positive anymore, but there will be still will be some antibodies,
Right.
But if you do the antibody test, isn't that better? Because then it shows that you had it, and then have some degree of immunity.
That's true. But then I would not be allowed to travel, because then I have to go into
14 days.
Oh, we just lost him.
It'll come back. I have faith.
Do you have faith?
Yeah, come on, Dom.
Dom, we're calling you back.
There
you go.
Hey, we lost you there for a second, but...
Okay, sorry.
No, it's not your fault.
So even if you have antibodies, you have to quarantine for 14 days?
Yeah, because I think antibodies is just the way they, verify that you have the disease or not. At least here, I guess, if I'm not mistaken. So they can't say if it's antibodies because you had it a month ago or if it's still active. That's the problem.
Gotcha. I didn't think of that. Anyway, let's talk about Nothgard for a second. When you guys are writing, are you guys all writing together, or is it more the efforts of one particular member?
It's mostly me. I write it in my studio here, and then of course everybody is allowed to contribute, and this is what we actually do. So when I start a song, I just sit there, compose the first riffs. For Lightcrawler, it was a little bit different because I started with the keyboards and the lyrics, because the lyrics of Lightcrawler were somewhere in my mind for quite some time. And that's why I started with the lyrics this time. And then the keyboards, so the intro stuff. And then the guitars. And at the beginning, I just, tried to come up with some very basic drum parts. And then I send it to our drummer, and he has to work on it because I'm not a drummer.
Right.
And the rest of the band can, of course, also participate. But Lightcrawler actually was mostly drummer in me this time, because it was, we started with the song, or the song was already more or less composed before the Corona stuff happened. But, it is as it is. And at the end, right before recording the stuff, you or at least me, I change everything again. I don't know why, but I've always done it and probably always will do it like this.
That's okay. So because you were kind of doing it as the coronavirus thing was happening, were you guys able to go into a studio and track drums, or how did you kind of approach that situation?
I mean, no, the drums, to be honest, aren't real drums on this single.
Yeah.
So we did it, just with a sample library.
Was it played on an electronic drum kit, or was it just?
Yeah, it was played on an electronic drum kit. And
I love that. I own a virtual instrument company that makes drum libraries. And
which one?
I own Space Cabin Audio. And
okay.
And we run the accent engine, so you can use third-party plugins within the mixer, so you don't have to route everything out into Pro Tools or whatever DAW you're using to use your plugins. And we just released the Joe Barisi pack, and now we're doing Andy Johns and Jim Scott. But a lot of people kind of look at it and say, "Oh, that's not real," but it is real. Because it's just as good, if not better, and you have more control.
That's the point, to be honest. So many people always say, when you tell them that the drums are not real, they don't like it anymore. But in my opinion, 99% fake drums sound better because you have more possibilities, more possibilities to process. Afterwards, everything is super clear. You can, just put any preamp on it. It can be a plugin. It can be outboard gear, whatever. Yeah, but I mean, in this situation, it was the best we could do. And maybe, let's see.
I thought the drums sounded killer.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I thought so too. quite right. Drums. I mean, our guitarist told me, "Yeah, man, the drums are too modern for me." But I said, "Yeah, but they have to sound huge, bigger than life. This is how I like drums."
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, this may be a question you won't answer, but what library did you use?
Okay, we used the Superior Drummer 3, and there's that add-on. I think it was the Death add-on.
Oh yeah.
Death and Darkness. And I think it was Death. Yeah.
Yeah. Good library.
But don't ask me what specific drum kit or whatever, because I really don't know anymore. But I think we just mixed up the cymbals, and I remember we had a Skype session, the drummer and me, and we went through all the cymbals and said, okay, maybe this or that, and then we changed it. Especially the ride, it was. I think it's always hard to find a good ride.
It is.
Maybe it's, and then there's tons of, I don't know, there's the Slate stuff on it. I think the snare was, there's also one real outboard LA 610 on it, a preamp.
Oh, nice.
Something like that.
I love the 610.
Me too.
It's so, like, you can't get the gain out of it. It's like, and it gets noisy, but it just sounds so warm. I love that preamp.
True. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it's kind of. I mean, the single set, the basic setup I'm working with right now, because I'm working on more songs, and it's really nice because I can compose with a great sound.
Yeah,
it inspires me a lot.
Yeah, it's different. Like when you're writing and you already have that template set up and it sounds like a record.
Yeah,
you're not fighting like with equalizers and all this crap all the time. You're just expressing yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
So much different than spending 2 years in a studio with an engineer and a producer, and Yeah,
and I mean, sometimes it's hard. If you want to compose something from scratch and you work with one guitar panned left, one right, and then you think, if it's not processed already, you think, it sounds too thin, and you start all over again, and and actually you would not need anything more, but it's just a sound.
Yeah. Awesome. Sorry, I'm going technical, Bruce.
Yeah, you're being nerdy. That's fine.
Yeah, I like it.
So let's talk about Nothgard, since that's why we're here, Chris.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yes. We were talking about the recording process.
When you're writing your songs, are you writing like with the live setting in mind, like how it's going to come across live on stage, or are you writing the song just for the song's sake?
Nowadays, I have the live setting in mind. Back in the days, not. What forced me to practice a lot before the shows,
Right.
Because it was, it was just like it has to sound good on record, and then there were sometimes 6 guitars, maybe 4 lead guitars somewhere, and it was always hard, double leads on the in the solo parts and stuff. I mean, we still do it. But now I think the groove is more important to me than everything else. Not every song has to be super fast, because once I think it was another big festival in Germany. It was fantastic. The crowd was really good, but I also recognized that all the songs were simply too fast, because for me it was way too fast. Singing, playing the leads and stuff, and I also saw that the people got exhausted. I mean, they had super fun and they were partying, but I think from time to time there should be a slower song which is really groovy, and this is what matters most to me nowadays.
Cool. I 100% agree. I like the groove. I think that's the most important thing to me. Yeah, for sure. Chris?
I only have technical questions, so I don't know.
Go for it.
Okay. Are you guys using Pro Tools or Logic or Cubase? What are you using?
We're using Cubase.
Yeah. Why did you choose to go with Cubase?
Well, honest answer, I started with Cubase. I mean, so many years ago, I never changed it, and now we also got a contract with Cubase, some kind of endorsement stuff.
There you go.
I mean, I really like it, and for me, it simply seems to be too much of an effort to switch the DAW.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know. I mean, nowadays I know exactly what I have to do. All the setup parts and whatever. So
and the drum editor in Cubase is awesome to have.
Yeah, true.
Very
unique. I don't use the Superior Drummer or other drummers editor. I always go with the Cubase one.
Yeah. It's so handy, and it just works all the time.
Yeah.
So
the only thing what I don't like with Cubase is the audio export function, because when you do it in real time, sometimes it does not work. I don't know. Even if I have the problem. I mean, the computer is super fast. But sometimes it simply stops during the mixdown. I don't know why. I already asked support, but that's the only issue.
Yeah, I never do anything in real time ever. I'm an offline guy. I'm all software. The only time I use hardware is going in. That's it.
Oh, all right. Yeah, but that's the problem, when there's some nice compressors. I mean, I use most of the time I use plugins, but at the mix bus or something, there's some outboard gear, or at the first stage, the preamp section.
Oh yeah. If you see if you ever get a chance to try out the Plugin Alliance Shadow Hills bus compressor.
Yeah, I think it was on the final product. It's not, but there are two different versions. There's
the Class A and then the other one. Yeah. The Class A one gets a bit harsh for me with distorted guitars, but I like it more with like cleaner music. But the original one with metal, I can't get enough of it. It's always
really
on.
Good.
Yeah,
it's really good. A friend of mine has the hardware version.
Oh my god!
I was really thinking, just to drive to him and say, okay, just run it through the and that's it.
No. They have that preset on there called Discrete Iron, and I just turn it on there and adjust the threshold a bit, and I just leave it. It just rips.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great plugin.
Yeah, and I also got recently the Neural DSP. Do you know Neural DSP?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, the Granifier amp. I think that's the most underrated amp sim there is. That thing is amazing.
Yeah,
And
it's really good.
And I picked up Parallax too, the bass distortion one.
Parallax is on the record. It's the bass tone. Yeah.
Nice.
We're connecting right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, Bruce,
let's talk about Nothgard since that's why we're here.
We are talking about Nothgard.
If fans want to get a hold of you, where do they find you? Are you guys pretty available online?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. There's like everything. There's Instagram, there's Facebook, there's Bandcamp, there's YouTube, Spotify, all the stuff. So we're pretty much everywhere. But I think we're most active on Facebook, Instagram. Unfortunately, no Twitter. I mean, we have Twitter, but I don't know. I think it's more like a US thing.
Yeah.
But in Europe, I don't know any people who really use Twitter here.
Really?
Yeah.
Our fearless leader uses it every day.
Oh, God. Don't even get me fucking started. Everyone laughs like, oh, God.
I didn't want to mention, so glad you did it.
Yeah, don't.
All right, so
I'm in a shitty enough mood as it is, Bruce. What the fuck are you doing?
All right, sorry. So this is not a gear question. It's more pertinent and more important. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No, not to me.
Really, why? Isn't the definition of a sandwich like something meat between two pieces of bread?
Yeah, I think you're right in here, but I think a sandwich is something different. For me, a sandwich is, I don't know, toast. Maybe it's toast. You're right. There's something in between, but there is a salad. There's just more. Like a hot dog is one piece of bread usually, not two.
But what if it splits? What if it splits?
So you're saying that if it splits, then it's a sandwich?
Or it requires lettuce. A sandwich requires lettuce.
It's something different, but I thought I get you with that point.
Oh, God. Why do we always ask this question?
I don't know. It's Chris's question.
And we're so popular, nobody does the research on our show. So they're always surprised by this.
Yeah, it's a good question. I need to think about it.
All right. So while we're thinking about it, we got to go here in a minute. But the last one I got for you is cereal a soup?
No.
Why? Wait a second here. How is it not a soup? What's the definition of soup? Something liquid in a bowl, right?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And you can have cold soup because you can go to Russia and get borscht or you can get gazpacho, right? That's cold.
Yeah.
So why isn't Fruit Loops considered a soup?
Well, to my understanding, I think borscht is not that kind of soup that I would call a soup, but maybe it's just me. I don't know.
I said earlier today, what if they made Beet Loops as cereal? So like, so it was like a borscht cereal, and I was like, that's disgusting. That thought just disgusts me.
Yeah, I need to call our former bassist. He loves. He's from Russia, and he's maybe the guy who can define what borscht is.
Right.
I don't know. Okay,
Dom, I don't have anything else, and if Chris, you don't, then
well, I could talk gear all day, but I won't. I'll let you go and enjoy the rest of your day.
It was a fantastic interview. Great questions. I mean, the soup, the cereal stuff, also the gear questions. Really appreciate it.
We try and keep it a little bit different than everybody else, just to have some fun.
Yeah, but it's nice, and I'm glad that it worked out, even if I was late for the first run.
No worries at all. Good luck with the record. Stay safe, my friend, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, same to you. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.
Rock on.
We'll see you.
Bye. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Welcome to my 120 seconds or less of Brutally Delicious. I'm Ash Leigh, and today we are checking out Chainsnap that comes straight out of Wisconsin. Now, after forming in 2002, they released their debut album called Hollow in 2004. And it wasn't until 14 years later that they finally came out with another album. They definitely bring their own twist to your classic thrash metal sounds. It kind of looks like they struggled with lineups through the years, But I think it's really important to add that they definitely did not let that hinder that classic thrasher sound that they stepped out with. Burn Internal was released in 2018, and I'm not exactly good with names, but whoever the two guitarists are, they got some sweet ass riffs in that Adrenaline Junkie song about halfway through that just gave you that super sinister feeling that no one can mess with you, you know? Chainsnap is definitely a welcome addition to my playlist. Their albums can be found anywhere you want to look for it, like Apple Music, Spotify, or YouTube, and Burn Internal can also be found as a limited edition Euro import right across the pond. So check them out, and we will catch you next time.